I never imagined I'd be the kind of man who'd get ghosted by his own wife. That word, ghosting, belongs in stories about dating apps or casual flings, not a marriage that's weathered almost 10 years. Yet, that's exactly what happened to me. It started on a Thursday morning. No warning, no conversation, just a sticky note on the fridge. Don't wait up, be back in a few days. No explanation, no details, no respect. At first, I tried to stay calm. Maybe it was a last-minute getaway with friends. Maybe she needed some space. I told myself not to read too much into it. But even while I tried to justify her absence, something deep in my gut twisted. Wives don't just vanish without saying a word. They don't turn off their phones or let every call go straight to voicemail. That first night was uneasy. The living room felt hollow, her half-empty wine glass still on the counter, her perfume lingering faintly in the hallway. By the second night, worry had hardened into anger. She wasn't answering texts. Calls went unanswered. It was as if I'd been erased, ghosted by the very woman who promised to love me forever. By day 3, patience was gone. I checked our shared credit card, and that's when the truth began to surface. Charges at a luxury spa, a 5-star hotel, fine dining. It wasn't the kind of trip she described, because she hadn't described one at all. The spending wasn't casual, it was lavish. The kind of indulgence she used to tell me we could afford when I suggested a weekend away together. That's when it hit me. This wasn't a need for space. It was deception. While I sat home worrying, she was lounging by a pool somewhere, champagne in hand, as if her husband didn't exist. And then I started seeing it, all the little signs I'd ignored, the distracted glances during dinner, the way her hugs had become mechanical, the constant habit of keeping her phone face down. The red flags had been there for months. I just refused to admit it. When she finally texted, it wasn't an apology or even an acknowledgement, just a casual message. Back tomorrow. Don't stress so much. That was it. Those 4 words shattered whatever faith I had left. After days of silence, after blowing through money we both worked for, that was all she had to say. That night, I sat awake replaying everything. The years I'd poured into our marriage, the quiet sacrifices, the times I put her happiness ahead of my own just to keep the peace. And she had treated me like an afterthought, someone so insignificant that disappearing for days didn't even require an explanation. So I made my choice. I wasn't going to sit there waiting for her to waltz back in with rehearsed excuses. If she wanted distance, I'd give it to her permanently. When she came home, she must have expected me to be waiting. Furious, maybe hurt, but still there. Instead, she found silence. The closet's half empty. My belongings gone. The dresser drawers bare. Only one envelope lay on the dining table. Inside, a note. You ghosted me. Now you know what it feels like. By the time she opened it, I was already gone. Clothes packed, new apartment rented across town, joint accounts closed. The man she had taken for granted wasn't waiting anymore. Her messages started flooding in almost immediately. Where are you? We need to talk. Stop being dramatic. I ignored every one of them. If she could vanish without a word, so could I. Her silence had come from selfishness. Mine came from clarity. Eventually, the tone shifted. Please come home. I didn't mean for it to go this far. You're overreacting. She even tried to appeal to nostalgia. Think about everything we built. But what she didn't realize was that she had already destroyed it. The moment she chose secrecy over honesty, indulgence over partnership, that's when our marriage ended. Looking back, I saw it all differently. The endless arguments, the way she dismissed my feelings like they were childish complaints, the way affection had dried up until we were nothing but strangers sharing a roof. I used to believe love meant staying, fighting through every storm. But this wasn't a storm. Storms pass. This was a drought, slow, silent, and deadly. When she ghosted me, she just confirmed what I'd been too afraid to admit. I'd been living alone for a long time. So I left her with the life she'd chosen, the spas, the dinners, the empty luxury. And I took the only thing she'd forgotten I still had, the power to leave, When she came back, she probably thought life would be waiting right where she'd left it. But life doesn't pause for selfish people. When she walked into that silent house and saw the emptiness, she finally felt what I had felt all along. Because sometimes betrayal isn't cheating or lying. Sometimes it's the moment someone makes you feel invisible. And the only way to survive that kind of betrayal is to disappear too.